Does Santa Claus really exist? This question has been on the minds of children and adults alike for generations. It's a timeless query, sparking countless debates around fireplaces and at family gatherings, especially during the holiday season. The answer isn't as straightforward as you might think, and it all starts with a bishop known for his kindness and generosity, St. Nicholas. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The story of Santa Claus is deeply rooted in history, filled with twists and turns that have shaped the character we've all come to know. So to unravel the mystery behind the jolly old man in the red suit, let's delve into the fascinating story of St. Nicholas. Our story begins in the 4th century with a kind bishop named Nicholas. Born in the bustling seaport of Patara, Nicholas was known for his heartwarming kindness and selflessness. Orphaned at a young age, he used his substantial inheritance to assist the needy, the suffering, and the forgotten. His generosity knew no bounds, and his actions would leave an indelible mark on history. Nicholas was particularly known for his acts of secret gift-giving. One of the most famous stories about his kindness involves a poor man with 3 daughters. Without enough money for a dowry, the daughters faced a life of despair. Upon hearing their plight, Nicholas decided to help. Under the cover of night, he threw 3 purses filled with gold coins through the window of their house. Some versions of the tale even suggest that the purses landed in stockings or shoes that were left by the fire to dry, which could be the very origin of our Christmas tradition of hanging stockings. In another tale, Nicholas saved 3 innocent men from execution, intervening at the last moment to prevent the executioner from carrying out his task. He then reprimanded the corrupt official who had condemned the innocent men, displaying not only his generosity but also his commitment to justice. Nicholas's reputation for secret gift-giving and acts of kindness spread throughout the land. He became known as the protector of children and sailors, and his feast day, December 6th, became a celebrated occasion. It was common practice to give gifts on the eve of his feast day, a tradition that gradually shifted to Christmas Day. This remarkable bishop from the 4th century lived his life serving others, his actions serving as a beacon of hope and kindness in a harsh world. His deeds were remembered, passed down through generations, and eventually, his story crossed the seas and reached new lands. Over time, the legend of this generous bishop evolved, merging with other cultural traditions and folklore. And thus, the generous Bishop Nicholas laid the foundation for a tradition that would evolve into the Santa Claus we know today. His legacy lives on, not just in the stories we tell but in the spirit of giving and kindness that fills our hearts each Christmas season. From the humble beginnings of a kind bishop, how did we get to the image of the jolly man in a red suit? The transformation of St. Nicholas into Santa Claus is indeed a journey filled with twists and turns, colored by various cultures and eras. Let's embark on this fascinating journey to discover the evolution of Santa Claus. St. Nicholas, the kind bishop of Myra, was known for his generosity and good deeds. The tradition of gift-giving during Christmas traces its roots back to St. Nicholas's acts of kindness. But how did this saint from the 4th century morph into the plump, jolly figure we associate with Christmas today? The journey begins in the Middle Ages, when the figure of St. Nicholas started to be celebrated in Europe, especially among the Dutch, who called him Sinterklaas. This is believed to be a linguistic stepping stone to the name Santa Claus. Fast forward to the 17th century, when Dutch settlers in America brought with them the tradition of Sinterklaas. Over time, the figure of Sinterklaas began to merge with British and Germanic winterfolk traditions. This blending of cultures and traditions gradually shaped the figure of Santa Claus as we know him today. A significant milestone in this evolution was the publication of the famous poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, more commonly known as The Night Before Christmas, by Clement Clarke Moore in the 19th century. This poem popularized the image of Santa Claus as a jolly, rotund and bearded man who travels in a sleigh pulled by reindeer. In the 20th century, the image of Santa Claus continued to evolve, influenced heavily by advertising and media. The Coca-Cola Company, for instance, played a significant role in popularizing the image of Santa Claus dressed in red and white, colors that coincidentally matched their brand. This image of Santa Claus, a merry old man dressed in a red suit, carrying a sack full of gifts, and traveling in a sleigh pulled by reindeer, has since become ingrained in popular culture. Today, Santa Claus is not just a character, but a symbol of cheer, generosity, and the spirit of Christmas. So, in essence, the Santa Claus we know and love today is a blend of many different traditions and influences, all originating from the kindness and generosity of St. Nicholas. But if Santa Claus isn't a real person, does that mean he doesn't exist at all? Well, not exactly. You see, Santa Claus as we know him may not be a flesh and blood individual, but he is very much alive in the spirit of Christmas. He is a symbol, a representation, an embodiment of the joy, warmth and magic that fills the air during this special time of the year. When we think of Santa Claus, we think of generosity, love and the joy of giving. These are the qualities that make the holiday season so special, so meaningful. These are the characteristics that Santa Claus, as a concept, represents. He is not just a jolly man in a red suit who travels around the world in one night delivering gifts. He is the spirit of kindness and goodwill that encourages us to reach out to others, to share what we have, to spread joy and happiness. Keeping this spirit alive, that's what truly matters. It's not about whether Santa Claus is a real person or not. It's about what he stands for, what he inspires in us. It's about embracing the spirit of giving, about putting a smile on someone's face, about making the world a little bit brighter, a little bit happier. And this spirit isn't confined to just one day or one season. It's something we can carry with us throughout the year, something we can incorporate into our daily lives. It's about being kind, being generous, being thoughtful. It's about showing love and compassion, not just to our loved ones, but to everyone around us. So does Santa Claus exist? He does, but not in the way we might traditionally think. He exists in the kindness of a stranger, in the love of a friend, in the joy of a child. He exists in our hearts, in our actions, in our lives. So, in answer to the question, does Santa Claus really exist? He does in every act of kindness, in every gift given with love and in the joy and magic of Christmas. So, there you have it, the tale of Santa Claus. We've journeyed from the humble beginnings of St. Nicholas, a bishop known for his kindness and good deeds, to the modern-day Santa Claus, a symbol of joy and gift-giving during the Christmas season. Along the way, we've seen how the story evolved, creating a figure who brings magic and wonder to children around the world. We've explored the traditions that have grown around this figure, from stockings hung by the fireplace to the anticipation of a sleigh landing on rooftops. But most importantly, we've delved into the spirit of Santa Claus. It's not just about a jolly man in a red suit, it's about the values he represents: kindness, generosity, and love. It's about the joy of giving, the warmth of family, the magic of belief. Whether or not Santa Claus is real may remain a debate, but the spirit of kindness, generosity, and love he represents is very much real and alive, and that's the true magic of Christmas.